This is the May 25th local model verdict for one machine, an NVIDIA GeForce 4060 class PC, 8 gigs of VRAM and 32 gigs of system RAM. The question is not which open model wins on GPU rack. The question is what you can run locally for coding with enough intelligence to matter and enough tokens per sec that you keep using it. The winner is Qwen 3.6 35B 3B. The runner-up is Qwen 3.6 27B. The twist, the runner-up is the stronger raw benchmark model, but the winner is the better daily driver on this hardware. Subscribe to TeckyTalkAI if you want these hardware-specific local model checks every month. Here are the rules. I filtered for May evidence, Hugging Face availability, Reddit field reports, and a realistic path to running on a 4060 class GPU with 32 gigs of RAM. The score is intelligence, coding ability, and real token speed on the target box. Speed matters. A model can be smarter in theory and worse in practice if it crawls, spills memory, or forces tiny context. For local coding, responsiveness changes whether you actually iterate. The official Qwen cards create the tension. Qwen 3.627B beats 35B, A3B on many official coding and agent rows. SWE-bench Verified, SWE-bench Pro, Terminal, Bench, Skills Bench, QuenWebBench, NL2 Repo, Claw Evil, and LiveCodeBench. So 27B gets second place for a good reason. It is the model I would test for hard reasoning, bigger refactors, repository, level planning, and cases where one better answer is worth waiting for. But this video is for a 40, 60, and 32 gigs of RAM. On that class of machine, dense 27B is speed sensitive. Reddit reports vary by backend, context length, RAM bandwidth, quant, and operating system. Bigger rigs can make it feel good. Constrained 8 gig cards often pay the tax. That is why 27B is the quality backup, not the first daily driver recommendation. Quick checkpoint. If this saves you testing time, subscribe to TeckyTalkAI and comment with your GPU, RAM, model, quant, backend, context size, and real tokens per second. Now the mid-video tool break. Model research ages quickly. You read a model card, a Reddit thread, a GitHub issue, and a benchmark table, then forget which detail changed the decision. Go to Memonic. App, drop in model cards, PDFs, notes, YouTube links, or docs, and turn them into summaries, flashcards, quizzes, mind maps, podcasts, and simulated oral exams. If you are learning local AI or coding, use it to convert research into memory. Again, that is Memonic. App. Back to first place. Qwen 3.635B A3B wins because it is built differently. It is 35 billion parameters in total, but only about 3 billion are activated per token. That mixture of experts layout is the practical advantage. The official Hugging Face card lists 35B total, 3B activated, a native context length of 262,144 tokens, multi-token prediction training, agentic coding upgrades, and thinking preservation. In plain English, it is designed for agent workflows without behaving like a fully dense 35B model at runtime. The May Reddit evidence lines up with the exact hardware. 1 May 10th RR LocalLLaMA thread reports Qwen 3.635 BA3B on an RTX 4060 with 8 gigs of VRAM and 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM. The user reports Q5 Quant runs around 37 to 43 tokens per second, with tuning claims up to roughly 51. That is not a universal promise. CPU, DDR4 versus DDR5, Linux versus Windows, context size, KV cache, Quant, and the Llama, CPP fork all matter. But the direction is clear on this class of machine. 35B A3B is the model people are making fast. More May reports support it. A May 15th R LocalLLM post tests an Onslaught Qwen 3.635B A3BMTP Quant on an RTX 4060 8GB system. Another May thread on an 8 gig 3070 TA and 32 gigs of RAM argues that because the model is MOE, active layers, buffers, and quantized KV cache can fit tightly in 8 gigs. That is the difference between a model you admire and a model you run all day. For setup, start with Qwen 3.635B A3B in a trusted GGUF. Try Q5 if stable, drop to Q4 if memory is tight. Use Llama.cpp, LM Studio, or Llama, or another local app that handles the GGUF cleanly. Enable flash attention if supported. Keep context realistic because a giant context is only useful if speed and quality survive it. Also control thinking mode. Qwen 3.6 can preserve reasoning traces, but unlimited thinking burns tokens. For simple tool calls, use a thinking budget or disable thinking. You want tokens going into code, not endless self-talk. Final board. First place Qwen 3.635B A3B. Best overall for an RTX 4060 class PC with 32 gigs of RAM in May 2026. It is fast enough, smart enough, coding capable enough, and backed by relevant Mayfield reports. Second place, Qwen 3.627B. Best raw coding brain of the two, according to the official Qwen table, and the model to try when harder reasoning matters more than speed. Run Qwen 3.635B a 3B first. Keep Qwen 3.627B as the harder reasoning backup and benchmark both on your own projects. Subscribe to TeckyTalkAI for the next monthly local AI ranking. Comment with your model, quant, backend, context size, and real tokens per second.